Welcome you back again to another video lecture on C# programming, and in this video lecture we'll go ahead and look at methods. Alright, so most times in computer programming language, you might hear some people say, this is a method or this is a function. In C#, methods and functions are almost alike or almost just the same. So you might say, I want to create a function or I want to create a method. So they're just almost the same in C#. So there's no much difference. Let's say, as a beginner, you might get confused on what methods are. But let's go ahead and look at the first one. We have a static void main. Okay, this is called a main method. Without this main method, it cannot be, which is the execute code. Okay, you can write things outside this main method. So we can create other functions outside here or other methods outside there, and then you go inside this main method, right inside this block and call that, and it's going to execute verifying. I believe so that you're going to understand what it means. So the main method helps us to execute our programs, and when you write all the bunch of code, you can write thousands of lines of code in other methods, but without calling that right inside the main method, which is the main. You can't be able to execute your program until you call your functions or your methods right in there. That is when the program can be executed. Let's go ahead and create a simple project that will help us to check out the maximum numbers between two numbers and all 3 or 4 or 5. Okay, but we're going to limit that to 2 at the moment, because as beginner we have to take things very easy. Now go ahead and create a simple function outside here. See, I'm creating this function outside the main function, okay? Or I'm creating this method outside the main method. Alright, so I will consistently use methods instead of functions so that I will not go ahead and confuse you. Alright, so consistently use methods, because methods is the right terminology to use here. So let me go ahead and create that to be a public method. Okay, so you see here I'm not about public. And because we're going to work with integers, let's go ahead and say int maximum number, I say maxnum. Okay, and it takes what is called parameters. Parameters are what you're expecting. We're checking about 2 numbers. That means it's going to be one integer number. So go ahead and say int, and let's say num1, and int num2. That means the integer is what we are going to pass into this method. Alright, so the method name is maxnum, because we're going to check between the 2 integer variables which one of these is the greatest or the highest or the maximal. Now we go ahead and write a result or an output or anything you want to name your return type, because this is going to return the maximum, so it's going to have a return. First of all, let's go ahead and say int results. Okay, so we're expecting a result out of this, and then we go ahead and return the results. Alright, so I hope that is cool. Now, inside here, we're going to return the results. So what we need to do is we go ahead and say with an if statement, go ahead and say if num1 is greater than num2. Okay, so if num1 is greater than num2, then the results, so results is going to be equal to num1. That is, if num1 is greater than num2. Okay? Else, what it means is that results is going to be equal to num2 and plus semicolon at end. Okay, so in the first place, you have to create name your function, and this is a public, and we're expecting integer. If it's a string type that we're going to work with, go ahead and change that. But here we're expecting integer and not float and not a double or any other thing, just integer. So we're going to pass two numbers into this function, and then we're going to check the maximum. That is why we use int maximum. So maximum is just a name. You can give your own name, anything you want. And like text the parameters, it takes a parameter because we're going to insert two numbers. Therefore, we go ahead and give it 2. If it's going to be 3, go ahead and add more. Let's say int num3, and go ahead and write a code for that. But as a beginner, we're going to head ahead and take just only 2, so you can be able to master what you're doing. Now go right inside the static void main. Alright, so right inside the static void main, go ahead and create these integer variables of x, and let x be equal to 30, plus semicolon, and integer variable of y, and let y be equal to 50, plus semicolon. So the x and y are what we're going to pass to int1 and int2. Alright, so put that in mind, and then go ahead and say int output. Okay, plus semicolon and end. Now, what we need to do right here is we go ahead and so go ahead and call the name of the class, and the class name is program. Okay, that is the class name, and default is program, and you can name that. You can create classes later, so we're going to talk more classes later ways. Now let's go ahead and say that we have or say program. Okay, and let program be EP equal to new program, because that is the name of the class, and go ahead and place semicolon at the end of that. So now go ahead and say that output is equal to p dot the name of the method maximum. Okay, and then go ahead and pass in the value of x and y, because I told you that it's going to take the into integer variables, and we have come inside the main function and they specify the two integer variables to be 30 and 50 respectively for x and y. Now go ahead and press semicolon at the end after you have passed in that. The next thing what we need to do is to go ahead and write out the results. So go ahead and say console.writeLine, and then we go ahead and say the maximum value is, or the maximum value equal to, comma, and then put output. Alright, so go ahead and put a semicolon at the end. And now for us to keep this, go ahead and say console dot Ricky. How? That's going to be inside here. Go ahead and remove this. Alright, let's go right below here and say console dot Ricky. Alright, let's go ahead and put a semicolon at the end. Now go ahead and run this code and let's check it out. If everything in the code is going to work out fine and the highest among them is going to be 50, okay, we're going to change that many times and check out more on that and make sure everything is working out very fine. So the maximum number equal to, what happens is that we failed to put in opening and close brace with 0 inside. So when the output comes, it doesn't insert it anywhere. Now go ahead and run this code again. I hope you don't make such mistake next time. So the maximum value is equal to 50 considered. Now let's change x and let's make x to be 300 and run the score. Let's make sure it checks both. So the maximum value is 300 considered. It works out very fine. So in this way you can be able to create many methods and you can call all your method right inside your main function and inside your main method, and it's going to work out very fine. We're actually going to look more into methods and I'm going to show you more on methods so you can be able to learn how to call methods and how to create different classes, because here we just have one class and you might be like, wow, this class is by default. How can you be able to create your own class? I will show you how to create a class and call your own method later in this course, okay? So let's move step by step, put this down on your system, play around with it and check out more on that. And in case if you have any question, please go ahead and use the question and the answer section. And I'm going to get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you so much and I'm going to see you in the next video lecture.